I'm here in Everett, Washington at Legend Flyers. Today we're going to have a chance to walk around with one of my heroes, Bob Hammer.
I'm Bob Hammer, the founder of Legend Flyers.
Bob's a retired executive vice president with Boeing who, like me, but on a grander scale, has a hobby out of control. And one of the projects that Bob's been working on for the last 5 years is this.
This is a A6M3 Model 32, extremely rare Zero. They only built about 400 and some of them. And I think this is the only one that exists that's being restored back to original flying condition.
Fast, maneuverable, and flown by highly skilled pilots, the Mitsubishi Zero was the most famous Japanese plane of World War II. So how do you get an opportunity to rebuild a Zero?
I got into this Zero project sort of through the back door. I produced a couple of airplanes for Evergreen Museum down in McMinnville, and I got to know the owner, Dale Smith, quite well, and he asked would I take the project over, and after some thought I said, why not? And so we took the project over, and we are going to finish it through flying condition. What really surprised us was how complex this airplane really is. It's made up of a few million little pieces that all have to be fabricated, and Japan during the war had a lot of labor, not much material, so they sacrificed man hours to save material. So it's evident, and it's very complex with the thing. This airplane will have, for the most part, original instruments. It will have something over 100 of the original parts.
This Mitsubishi A6M30 Model 32 is serial number 3148 and was manufactured in September 1942. It was a presentation aircraft funded by a middle school in Manchuria, and the graphics on the plane reference the school. The Zero was assigned to Japanese Air Group 252 and was originally placed on board the aircraft carrier Taiyo, and it participated in the defense of Guadalcanal between November 42 and February 43. The Zero was later assigned to a Japanese air base on the island of Tarawa. It was abandoned on Tarawa at the end of the war, and it sat in the jungle for 50 years until it was recovered in 1991 by the Sterling family of Honolulu, Hawaii. Only 343 A6M3 Model 32 Zeros were built by Mitsubishi, making this a very rare aircraft.
This is the original Zero that you started with over here. And my understanding is going to take thousands and thousands of man hours and probably millions of dollars to get this thing back in the air.
This is the condition of almost any Zero you can find nowadays. There are no real good Zeros in existence. Most of them were abandoned in the South Pacific. They corrode, but there's enough here that we can reverse engineer and end up with a flyable, almost new Zero.
It's not easy to build a World War II plane, especially one that's got literally tens of thousands of parts in it. But this is how it usually will start: is they'll get a wreck in from somewhere off an island, out of the ocean, wherever it might be, and it's going to look something like this.
This is the left wing from an original Zero minus the wing skins itself. You can see it's badly corroded, but there's enough here that we can reverse engineer and build a new wing. This is an original drop tank from the Zero, centerline drop tank. As you can see, it's gone through a little bit of some explosions and such. It's really, other than the bomb damage, in pretty good shape. And this over here is our new one that we built using the original one as a pattern. It is for static display only. We will not be using it for flight.
One of the great things about being here at Bob's shop at Legend Flyers is that it's on the field here, which is where the Boeing factory is located, and you just never know what's going to lift off.
This is an original Sakai engine, and I think you can see from the shape of it, this is beyond restoration.
But Bob came up with a safe solution for the engine.
I think you got a brand new engine here that's going to go on to.
Brand new overhaul from Precision Engine, starting with the 1830-92, probably the most produced radial engine in the world. It's used on DC-3, C-47s, Catalinas, and a whole bunch of other airplanes. So this was our choice of engines. This is the prop that goes on to the 1830. It's basically a DC-3 C-47 prop that we have modified to make it look like a Japanese. You can see Japanese had polished blades, and we have polished blades.
I know Bob's made some big progress on the Japanese Zero. So Bob, you want to show me what's going on here?
Come on, follow me. We'll show you some progress.
Oh, looks like some paint, some stenciling.
Putting all the stencils on so we can get the markings for the airplane, as the original airplane was marked.
So that's a big job, and obviously, what's all the blue tape on here for?
That's just to get center lines so we get everything nice and straight.
It takes time to rebuild a Zero, but Bob and his team at Legend Flyers have worked hard rebuilding this piece of aviation history. You can bet I'll be there for the first flight, and I'm always bugging Bob to see what's next.
My next big project, I don't have the foggiest idea. I'm up to my ears with this one, and when this one is done, I'll decide on the next one.